really nice to meet you for Cosmopolis. Now, I watched it the other day and I really loved it, and it's massively stayed with me, but I don't really know what the hell it means. Do you know what it means?
No, but I mean, I think that's the most important thing, that it's supposed to just stick. Like, it's funny, I mean, I've done like a bunch of movies where you promote them afterwards, and then you feel like you're kind of just making up the subtext just to have something to talk about.
Yeah.
And with this, I genuinely feel like I'm kind of like finding little bits and pieces every single time I talk about it. But I think I think it is quite haunting, like, which is, I think it's great.
Yeah, lots of layers. Now, in Cosmopolis, you demand to visit a specific barber at the other end of town. Are you ever that much of a diva in real life?
Not really, if I say so myself.
You wouldn't. God, you must have. You'd never occasionally, ask for, water at a certain temperature, or.
No, I mean, I'm quite like aggressively against it because I'm not confident enough to like back it up afterwards. Yeah. I'm so scared of people telling me off. Yeah. I would prefer to lie about everything I'm thinking than get told off by someone. Avoid confrontation at all costs. Yeah.
One of the, I guess, the cool things about the film is that it kind of implies that your character kind of purposely sabotages his own wealth. And what it made me think of was the Liar Liar director Tom Shadyac. I don't know if you've heard of him. Who kind of, he gave up all his wealth and he kind of went to live in a trailer park. Is that something that you could ever emphasize with? The idea of jacking it all in and going to live on an island somewhere.
I like the idea of living on an island, but I don't want to give all my money away. That's a
good answer.
But, no, I mean, yeah, I don't necessarily. I mean, I think he's not trying to destroy himself though in the movie. He's trying to find something, like, and it just like the other stuff. Just he's almost becoming more streamlined. It's just falling away. Like he's not trying to kill himself.
Yeah.
Well, like in a specific way. Yeah. In a direct way, anyway.
As well, another thing about your character is obviously he spends most of the film in a limo. What's the strangest thing that's ever happened to you in a limo? You must have been in a limo a few times.
I haven't been in that many limos. I went through an army base, a top secret army base in one once.
Oh really? Whereabouts is the army base?
On the way to Comic-Con, this thing in the States.
Yeah.
And there was an oil tanker turned over on the freeway, and there was like, traffic backed up for ages, and somehow my agent, I think she literally like showed her boobs to one of the soldiers or something, and we were driving through this thing which was like 70 miles of an army base, and there was like tanks with the keys in and stuff.
Yeah.
And this thing, and literally you could just take stuff. Which is really strange. And there was a McDonald's inside the army base, and I remember going in there, and it was after the first Twilight hadn't even come out.
Yeah.
And there's like randomly in this McDonald's in the middle of nowhere, there's one teenage girl, and she's like, Edward. And I was like, this is before it even come out, and I was like, what? How is this happening?
It's a bit of a foretaste of things to come.
It's the strangest thing ever.
Do you miss it? Is that one of the things you obviously you've obviously spent a lot of time in the States? What do you miss about Britain? Is sport one of those things?
I don't know. I mean, it's changed quite a lot, London. Like, I mean, I used to really, really, really miss it. And then a lot of my friends left and stuff, and now it's like so expensive and like, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, I miss the light is the thing, and also especially if you get off the plane at Gatwick, there's a really specific smell there, which I sometimes miss.
Yeah. They say that smell is like the most nostalgic thing, isn't it? The most nostalgic scent.
And it's really, really recognisable. There's a light and a smell which is not the same anywhere else.
Now, speaking of, I mean, you've got a couple of fans out there, I guess, one or two. Can you tell me something about yourself that would surprise your fans, your legion of adoring fans?
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. Do you think your life has been so well documented?
It's just so boring. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
There must be something. You must have. What's your party trick? Have you got a party trick?
Party trick. I've got quite bendy. I have like quite double jointed fingers.
Oh really? Can you show me?
Yeah, it might be really gross. But like, and it goes with all of them. They all like bend really far.
I don't know medically even?
I have no.
Are you okay?
I've just broken them so many times.
Do they hurt now?
No, not at all. I used to be able to do it when I was a kid, like completely like sandwich them.
Yeah.
But
slowly they're becoming slightly more normal.
Completely arthritic.
You just won't be able to use it in about 10 years' time.
So I used to play in goal when I was in school. Like you put your hands up and your fingers would bend back and the ball hit you in the face.
Yeah, that happens to me as well. I play in goal. Yeah, the amount of horrible injuries.
All the time. I literally broke my nose about 3 times. Like literally, I'd save it perfectly. My fingers would just bend back.
Yeah, they take the brunt.